Hi guys, how's it going? Matt here. Welcome back to Airport City Free to Fly. And today we're going to have a quick discussion about the additional mission that Game Insight have added to the game. It's a new little feature that they've added where you have to complete a certain number of tasks, and if you do, you get a reward at the end. So in order to access this mission, it is a daily mission. You have to go over to the right hand side of the screen, underneath the guest plane over here. You can see a little sort of notepad thing that says daily mission. You want to go and have a look at that, and basically Madeline gives you a daily mission every day where you have to complete all three of these tasks to receive a workaholic set, which contains random collectible items. So my quest today is to send 16 gifts, to complete 40 flights, and to visit 125 residential buildings. That actually sounds quite hard, but if you've got, I think basically in order to do this, you basically got to have a day where you're not really doing anything in that day. If you're doing something during that day, chances are you're gonna miss out. But you've got to have a day where basically you might have a day off work and you've really got nothing to do. In that case, you can really push for these. But there's a couple that I think are a little bit too hard, and perhaps the reward is a little bit, I've done all that work and got very little back, basically. Because of course it is random collectible items. And you could get really unlucky and get 2 collectible items that you've already got, which in that case you've wasted your time, basically. I've not actually completed one of these yet. I'm actually going for it today, but I'm not sure as to whether you get. I think you get a coin reward and an experience points reward as well with it. I think my other half managed to complete it, and she said she got 200 coins and 100 experience points or something like that. I'm not actually 100% sure as to what else you get, but yeah, it's an interesting touch. It's something else to pursue. Certainly, if you get really lucky and get like the flights sent and flights completed both in the same one, that can be really, really good, especially if you're pursuing a top 100. I mean, it's only one day, but if you're going to be doing that kind of thing, I'd recommend what I'm doing at the moment, which is to mass a whole load of turboprops and fly to Turkey or Washington or Sao Paulo, because they're only 1 hour long. They don't use up pilots, and if you want to try and speed up the flights and things like that, then it's quite easy because the fuel requirement is quite low. So that's definitely a good idea if you get those two at the same time. I've seen residential buildings visited. I've seen commercial buildings visited. I've also seen flights sped up with fuel, and that's something like 30. I think that's too hard because that involves using up so much fuel, and I think that's a little bit too hard. So probably my advice would be if you see the this flight sped up with fuel quest that you get here, I wouldn't bother. I really wouldn't bother because it's really hard. It uses up a lot of fuel for what is probably going to be not too much of a reward, and well, it can be seen by many as a waste. So I really wouldn't do that. But what I think is it's quite good. I think it is quite tough, but then it's meant to be. That's the thing. They want to make it tough. But in that case, if they're going to make it tough, I wouldn't mind if they made the reward better. Maybe rather than 2 random collectible items, maybe make it 5 or something like that. Maybe make it a bit more sort of. I'm not even sure as to what word I should be using. Like a bit more profitable to the player. Let's say that. A bit more worthwhile. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. I think they should make it a little bit more worthwhile in terms of the prize. Maybe make it 5 or make it a certain set of items or something like that. I don't know. And then you can judge straight away as to whether you want to do it or not. You can look at the items and go, oh yeah, I definitely need that. Let's go for it. That kind of thing. Or if they just give you a big box of 5 or maybe even 10 items, that'd be really, really worthwhile. I keep clicking on that guest list, I don't know why. But yeah, it's an interesting touch. I'm quite interested to see how it develops as to whether they do make any improvements. Certainly on the Airport City Free to Fly Facebook page, I've seen a lot of people say, well, the reward's really not worth it, and things like that. In many ways they are right, but it's an extra task that you can do. Certainly if you're pursuing a top 100 in something, it can be an additional goal for you to try and go for, which I think is a nice touch. And yeah, you can reap the reward if you get the right items. But of course, the items are random, so you risk getting 2 items that you've already got. So yeah, that's pretty much my summary of that new daily mission. I certainly feel like they could make it a bit more worthwhile, maybe increase the amount of items you get as a result of completing it. But I think the difficulty could be reduced a little bit. But then again, if they reduce the difficulty too much, then it just makes it too easy, doesn't it? And that's not really what the game makers want. But there we go then, so that's it for now. Let me know what your thoughts are on the daily mission, if you've completed it before, whether you've got anything worthwhile out of it or anything like that. And if you enjoy Airport City Free to Fly, please feel free to subscribe. For now that's it, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time for more Airport City Free to Fly with myself, Matt Tomato. Thanks for watching, guys.